Need to talk about something that has been kind of happening in our country, especially since the coronavirus has happened, but it's been happening for a while. I'm going to use a specific case to kind of illustrate what is happening, but this is not the only. Like, I don't mean to zoom in on this specific issue. It's happening kind of as the in the overall picture of the medical and pharmaceutical community. So, with that, let me tell you what I'm talking about. Today, here in Ohio, where I live, the Ohio Board of Pharmacy prohibited the sale and prescribing of hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine, which they're very closely related. Um, okay, this is not the Ohio Medical Board. This is the Board of Pharmacy that is telling doctors you cannot prescribe a medication. I have very mixed feelings on this. I do not like the idea that someone from the government can tell a doctor what they can or cannot prescribe in the best interest of their patients. This sort of thing has failed in some ways overseas in the UK and things. You have to end up having to jump through hoops to get certain medications, and sometimes it takes too long and people die. Um, Also, I have a problem that the Board of Pharmacy is telling a medical doctor what to do. Not that, pharmacists are not, very highly educated people. They are. They go to school for a very, very long time. Um, but a medical doctor, they are, they go to school for a whole lot longer in general. And they train under other medical doctors. They train as scientists. They not only go to school, but they go through residency where they're seeing patients under the guidance of other doctors. Sometimes they have fellowships where they, go into a sort of a very specific area of a specialty. And, sometimes these people are in college for, medical school, college, and then residencies and fellowships for, almost 20 years sometimes. So, I do not like the idea that a pharmacist or a group of pharmacists might tell a doctor what to do or prevent them from prescribing a medication to their own patients. This is not the pharmacist's patient, this is the doctor's patient. Um, so that's one side of what I think of this. The other side, yes, doctors are science based and things, but some people are smart, but they don't know how to really use. They can get through medical school, they can get through all the training, but sometimes they're kind of on the fringe of what the science says is good, is true, and what science says is untrue. Doctors are just as susceptible to some of the, I'll just say it, fake news that's out there as other people are. Nowadays, things about happening on social media and things, you don't know what to believe. I've fallen victim to certain things a few times. Um, I would say most doctors are probably much more critical thinkers. They're trained to be than your common person. But sometimes you just fall for things. And also, what is good medical knowledge one day, or thought to be good medical knowledge one day, I should say, might turn out to not actually be such good medical knowledge another day. Perfect example. Um, People in the 80s were prescribed um, blood transfusions. Okay, they needed blood transfusions. What they did not know was that the HIV virus was transmitted through the blood, was being transmitted through this blood. And so, doctors unknowingly, they had the patient's best interest absolutely at heart, but they unknowingly infected, quite a few people with HIV um, through those blood transfusions. They didn't know to test for it, you know. And it took a while for the knowledge to get through the medical community. Sometimes, when a study comes out about something, anything, it takes years for the medical community to read about it. And even, it takes even more years and usually more studies for the medical community to accept that as truth or as a change, because, the medical community, it doesn't change easily. It's pretty solid and stoic. It's open to change. It's just, it takes longer. So, those are kind of the two sides of this issue. Um, and then, I think what brought this specific case on was Dr. Stella Emanuel out of Texas, one of the doctors who was in that press conference a couple days ago, kind of a fringe group that, well, she got up there and said there is a cure for coronavirus, there's a cure for COVID-19. And she said that the cure was hydroxychloroquine, zinc, and azithromycin. And that caused, a firestorm in the media. And President Trump then tweeted it, and people started reading it, and it went viral. But the thing is, it's not. It wasn't sound science. So yeah, I guess that's about all I have to say on that. Just kind of my thoughts. I'd love to hear yours. Um, the, my thoughts are kind of all over the place on this issue. I think I would rather see a doctorate more able to prescribe medications than the Board of Pharmacy limiting them. But again, I'm just slightly over to that other side. It's not. I understand why they would want to make this a rule like this, and these types of rules. And then, I almost forgot one thing. So, this is kind of a sign of government getting bigger. And I think that with the way our governmental system is set up, there really isn't any stopping that. It, once a government begins to grow, it's very, very hard to slow it down. And I think it's impossible to shrink it, and with short of, breaking out in a civil war or revolution or something. So, just to add that one thought there, I think that the medical field is going to keep on getting more and more regulated at the expense of patients. The more we can treat the patients like robots, in some cases, the better our bottom line will be. But the doctors will become more and more afraid to prescribe different treatments than what is written in the book. And that might slow down the advancement of science a little bit, because whether we like it or not, we humans sometimes have to be guinea pigs. That's all I have to say on the matter. I'm going to shut up now. So, thank you for listening. Like, subscribe, comment. I'd love it if you'd share my videos. Just trying to get my name out there, and some, my thoughts on, not my name, but my thoughts on a lot of things out there. I really don't care about my name getting out there, but I just want people to think about things a little more critically. And so I would really like if you would share my content. So with that, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
All right, so our fried chicken is finished. I just pulled it out of the deep fryer a few minutes ago. Well, the second batch, I should say. And I'm about ready to give it a try. But before I do, I just wanted to mention, I forgot in the last part of the video, that you need to leave it in the deep fryer at 375 for about 15 minutes. If you want to be really safe, you could use a meat thermometer, and you want to reach an internal temperature of 175. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that. But all right, let's try a piece. Mm. Oh. Mm-hmm. The skin has a wonderfully strong flavor. You can taste the garlic and the onion powder so much. Not overpowering, just enough. Mm. Mm. Excellent. All right, that's it for this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or anything at all, just leave it down at the bottom. And until next time, enjoy. Goodbye.